I was thinking about weather word and where we go off of that. I was going to go with training. That could be very difficult in a weather forecast.
Right.
Canoe.
But the word I came up with, yeah, that would be even more difficult.
I was thinking we were going that way.
I'm going with discipline. Because that's what these trainers instill in these dogs, and I don't know how they do it, especially when they're that cute.
Yeah.
How could you possibly discipline a dog like that? But that's your task today.
It's unbelievable what dogs can end up doing, and how smart they are through
Yeah.
whatever they do. But yeah, we'll get discipline into the forecast. Guys, in terms of the weather, we're good the next couple hours. So if you've got evening plans, if you're getting out, running some errands, perhaps got the barbecue going here, getting your Father's Day weekend practice in, we look okay, especially in the Cleveland area. All these storms are going to hit the Sandusky, the Islands areas first, then traverse east and then eventually southeast. So stormy night ahead. This is the timeline for the Cleveland area. Notice how we're dry through about 7 o'clock, and then we start to dance around with showers and storms. And we're going to have rain and some embedded lightning all night long tonight as we continue with this frontal boundary as it kind of stalls before it finally gets a little push out. The big picture across the country, the national news has been the severe weather down towards the south. They have another night of it. This is going to be more focused back towards Oklahoma. For us, we've got a little bitty threat, but it just takes one thunderstorm. But the reason why it's so much different down there, we've got cool temperatures. We were in the mid 70s today. Look at Oklahoma. They're up near 90 degrees. We throw on dew points, which measures how much humidity is in the air, and there is some real thick air. I mean, dew points approaching 80 down in that neck of the woods. For us, we've got dew points in the 50s, so it's really not that humid. So the ingredients, we talk about that a lot. The ingredients aren't really there to support a big severe weather event tonight. We've got temperatures, as I mentioned, in the 70s. A little bit warmer out towards the west, though. That's where the highest chance is. We're still at 66 in Chardon right now. And our own local dew points, we've got very dry air out towards the east. Meanwhile, it gets a little bit more humid as you get towards Erie and Huron County, and that's where the biggest threat is going to be. So here's our zone of severe weather potential. Again, it's not a big potential tonight. It's a 1 out of 5, but it is there, and we are packing a punch with some of these storms up towards Michigan. The one thing that the severe weather has going for it tonight is there's a powerhouse jet packing into this. So we've got some wind aloft that's going to keep these things recycling and continue to produce strong thunderstorms as they get going. In terms of atmospheric energy, we don't have much over us, but it's coming and it's moving with this frontal boundary as it heads east. So that is expected to ramp up a little bit, especially in our western counties. The radar loop, we have had a little bit of rain. That's why you're cooler out in Chardon right now, but the rest of us are dry. We wait for the activity in Detroit to come east, and it will on a pretty quick note here this evening. So your National Design-Mart hour by hour forecast, here you go. Let's time it out. Big old storms potential with lots of lightning with these, some hail, maybe damaging winds. Could be moving in the islands here over the next hour or so, and then eventually into Lorain County down towards Ashland County. It'll stretch the I-71 corridor, I think around 7 or 7:30, somewhere in that range. That would be the Cleveland area as well, down towards Akron by 8. And then most of it should be out of here by 10, but the models have been very consistent developing another band. This wouldn't be severe. This would probably just be some heavy rain on the backside of that thereafter. Tomorrow, not a bad day. We're going to see some clouds to start with lingering drizzle, but notice as we get into the afternoon, we lose the drizzle chance, we lose the cloud chance, although latest model keeping it going out towards Ashtabula County, but overall improving conditions by tomorrow afternoon and evening. We will be on the cooler side as well. So in terms of severe weather threats this evening, damaging winds, primary threat, hail the next one, very tiny tornado risk and a very tiny flooding risk as well. Not too worried about that. In terms of rainfall, had to have lots of discipline. If your area lawns, I know, listen, these lawns have been full of water over the last couple days. However, not enough. This is your latest drought monitor out today. We are still under a moderate drought for many of us. Here's that corridor that got the most rain, so we're not in a drought in Cleveland at all, and we're back to out of a drought, but dry conditions. But still very dry, so we could use more rain, and we're certainly going to get that here in the forecast. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. Notice Father's Day, great. Saturday, great. And then on into Juneteenth, great. We bring in some shower and thunderstorm chances next week. Very, very slight chance, though. And one thing that we have upped are our temperatures next week. Looks like we're going to spend several days in the 80s, guys.
Yay, we like great. Great is awesome.
Thanks, Matt.
Straight ahead.